Okay, cool. So awesome, awesome. Thanks guys for tuning in. Let me pop my video back on. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, I know most of you are really busy with school and work and things alike, and finding the time to hop into something like this is super powerful. So thanks again for taking the time to do so. I see you, Haley, Samuel, Dylan, Rachel, Danny, the absolute killers. Awesome, awesome stuff for hopping on. So obviously, I feel like most of you have been introduced to this before. You understand Forex, but I'm just going to go through it a little bit more in depth. So actually, can you guys hear me by the way too? Because you're all muted and I don't hear anything coming back, so it's kind of a weird, it's kind of an odd thing. Someone
Yep,
just
you're
okay.
good.
All right, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, you're
Thanks.
good. You're good.
So basically, what Forex is the global money supply. It's every country's currency basically put into one financial market called the foreign exchange market. Every day there is over $5.3 trillion moved in the foreign exchange market. Okay. And a great example of what foreign exchange is when you need to go to another country, like let's say you're going to Mexico for spring break and you need pesos because you're not going to use dollars in Mexico. I mean, you could, but because of exchange rates, you don't want to do that. So what you're going to go do is you're going to take your dollars and you're going to exchange it for pesos.
Shut up.
Okay. And um, basically, when you do that exchange rate, there is always going to be like, okay, let me backtrack real quick. When you take pesos and you exchange them for the dollar, that exchange rate fluctuates every single day, and it fluctuates actually every minute, every hour. It's constantly changing. So you may go and exchange your money um one day and it'll be 20 pesos to a dollar, and then you'll go the next day and it will be 25 pesos to a dollar. So Danny actually linked a great video in the chat. You guys can open that up in a separate browser and watch that after the call. But it's just about what is Forex. Kind of gives you a little breakdown. But these foreign exchange, they're basically like little storefronts. They're everywhere. You probably just haven't noticed them. They're in a lot of airports, international airports, and on a lot of street corners and things alike. But I'm sure it just hasn't registered with you that they're actually there. So yeah, it's the biggest financial market out there. It's bigger than stocks, derivatives. It's bigger than the loanable funds market, which is the whole entire, basically the whole entire debt market, where we loan out money to people. So let's see. What I wanted to talk about before I get into the products is essentially you want to build something that is constantly compounding, and you want to have your money start working for you. That's the whole point of doing something like this. And when you plug your money into Forex, so you plug your money into real estate or an asset like that, you can watch your money grow over time. With real estate, it takes a long time. And basically the same thing with stocks. But with Forex, because you're trading it each day, right? If I start with $50 in my account and the next day it's $55, I'm now compounding that new amount of money, which means it's constantly growing on a balance that is just like increasingly expanding. So that's something that you want to have if you want to build wealth. Every wealthy person has multiple streams of income, and that's basically the name of the game. So with this, if you don't know who I am, I have been trading for 2 years. I've been using AI for the past 8 months to plug into this financial market and be able to trade and extract money from it. I was in Miami about 3.5 months ago, where I actually met up with Danny. We were able to meet the CEO and the coding team who put this whole thing together. This product has never been released out to the retail market. It has only been used by hedge funds, which is super powerful. There's been multiple renditions of software that people have used to trade and extract money from the market. but there has never been software that has been backed with AI. So there's never essentially been something where it trades for you, it makes a mistake, and then it learns that mistake so it can't make it again, right? Because the market throws out so many patterns and it's so complex, you need to have something that's machine learning. And that's what we're getting our hands on. And that's what's super, super powerful. So, going into the next 5 months or so, going into the next 5 days, we will be getting our hands on the software for all of you to do a free trial. And that is essentially the incentive here for all of you to be able to plug in and try something out for free with Monopoly money, which is essentially just demo money in the market. So what I'm going to segue into, actually what I want Danny to touch on something real quick, is how the markets move, how the money moves through the banks, and why you don't want to keep your money necessarily in a bank account.
Hey, everybody. Appreciate all of you and your time being able to hop on. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right,
You're
perfect.
good.
Well, yeah, super excited to have you guys on. I've really, since being exposed to this, I've become a lot more financially literate and really understanding how money works, how these systems that are in our society work. And it's pretty funny how they do work. Everybody probably has a big bank like Chase, a bank with Chase or Whitney Bank or something. And so what we actually do with our money is, it's kind of funny. What we do is we go, say we have $5,000 cash or $1,000 cash, $500 cash, whatever it is, in our wallets or in our bank accounts. We go to Chase Bank and we say, hey, can you hold my money for me? And they say, well, sure, that's fine. We owe you X amount of dollars, whatever you give to them. And so over time, what they do is, as soon as you hand them money, what they do is basically turn around and give it to Bill and Sally, who are just buying a new house. And what they do together is they basically make money off of you giving them their money. And so it's a really funny concept what we're able to do by reversing that effect and actually plugging money into a system that's able to make our money work for us, as opposed to having that interest work against us, like a credit card interest, etc. So it's not too good to be true. The banking systems have been doing this forever, making money work for them, interest. And so anytime you invest something, you're waiting on a percentage back. And so it's not how much money did you make with this software. It's like how much percentage did you get on the amount of money that you put in. So it's a really simple system. You're not going to get rich quick. This is obviously not a pyramid scheme. This is a software company that licenses, just like a Netflix subscription. It gives you the ability to simply license this software, like get us a Netflix subscription, and now you can use this. And you can use this to make the software makes trades for you, and it makes your money work for itself. And so what it's able to do is basically literally make you money while you sleep. And just whether it's, when it breaks down to percentages, it may be $10 a night, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60 while you sleep. And as that continuously grows, that is what's really going to build not only a long-term wealth strategy, but really be able to kind of help you have money working for you as opposed to against you.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do for all of you real quick is share my screen, and I'm going to go over some results and some data from the software itself, from some accounts before we actually get access in 3 or 4 days or so. And I'm also going to be going over a compounding model just to show how little bits of money can compound over time into something very, very attractive. So I'm going to press share. Let me know if you can see my screen. Just some of you nod your head or do something so I know.
We can
Robbie,
see.
Yeah,
You're
we're good
good.
to go. Okay, awesome, awesome. So cool. Let's go into this. I'm gonna exit out of that.
Hey, and just so you guys know, we will be doing just here in a couple minutes after we run through this. Obviously, everybody, this is new. Schools don't teach us about Forex, so it's new to you. It's new to a lot of us. And so we understand that you guys have questions. And instead of being in a call, and they have a big call that's going on right now that has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000 people in it. And so you obviously won't have much of a Q&A and have some of your concerns or your questions answered in that. And so what we really saw value in was bringing you guys into a smaller call. Everyone's going to have a question, maybe like, yo, so what is Forex again? Or how does this software work? Or is this a pyramid scheme or something? So obviously people are curious. And so we're going to run through that here just in a little bit and be able to explain some of the intricacies that we've been dealing with. Just do a
Right.
little Q&A.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. I'm excited. So, just to go into the product itself, I'm gonna make this full screen here. So I have various different screenshots just to go over some data regarding this software that all of you will be trialing. Before I get into the information, I just want to give you a little bit more background. As we've used AI in the past, this company, I was in the trial period 8 months ago where I actually tried out the first softwares that were coded by this company. And honestly, they were very, very remarkable. I actually helped over 300 people personally supplement their income with the software. And I was a part of a bigger community, which all of you will be as well, who I was able to watch go from zero to about 12,000 active members and customers using the software, and firsthand was able to see it because my brother is one of the founders of that company. So that was extremely special. And really, what I learned extremely quickly was that they were always going to do what they needed to do to upgrade and try to make the software as powerful as they could so that we could optimize it for the most amount of growth and money and just overall have a product that is attractive enough to market and to put our money into scale. So they've always had our best interest in mind, and that's been amazing. And this is what we're getting our hands on right here. So without further ado, I'm going to break this down a little bit. So what this says is 1 week of results on a $1,000 account. In that 1 week period, it was a 22.3% profit, and the drawdown was 3.64%. So what that means is you were willing to risk 3.64% throughout that week to make 22.3%. Okay. So you didn't lose 3.64%. That's just how much of your account size you put up in trades throughout the week to actually bring in that 22.3%. Obviously, it says aggressive setting. And with this software, there's going to be 3 settings: conservative, mild, aggressive. Obviously, 22% in a week is pretty huge. I know with hedge funds and institutions, they go for very small amounts on a weekly basis and even a monthly basis because they're dealing with such large amounts of money. So that in itself is very powerful. I'm going to pop over. We're going to see conservative results as well. And yeah, so it's going to be very intuitive. You guys will be able to switch over to whatever sort of risk settings that you want to do, that you want to try on this free trial. So this one, it says medium settings, which is just mild, 1 week of data or 1 week of trading, not of data altogether, but just this 1 week, 9.5% profit on the mild setting. So for you math people out there, you can multiply that by 4, and that's a very, very healthy number. And you were willing to risk 1.4% throughout the week to make 9.5%. So that's obviously very, very cool. Those are some really good results for a mild perspective. That's easily over 30% a month, which is astronomical at the end of the year, right? You could triple your account by the end of the year, which is nuts. And you have to remember that as you're trading, every time you close out a trade, now your account is bigger. So you're now compounding a new account size. So like I gave an example earlier, you start with 50, you make $5. Now you're compounding 55. And I'll show you a compounding calculator that all of you can use to base your models off of. But yeah, it's an extremely powerful instrument. So right here, 1 week of profit, conservative settings. So the most conservative that you can do with your software. And the deposit was 26K and the profit was 1,800 1 week. So I'm not going to punch that in on a percentage scale, but that is pretty darn good. So that's exciting. Let's pop back over here. Let's see. So this is 1 week of profit on an aggressive 1K account, 1K account size, and the profit was $160 in 1 week. So as you'll try out the software, you can do 1 week aggressive, 1 week conservative, 1 week mild, and you can see for yourself how you want to run the software, and just kind of be able to base it off of that. I know I'll be trying out all the different types of settings and just kind of go from there and decide how I want to do it. This last one here is 1 month of profit, high risk account, and the deposit was 10K and the profit was 9,829. They were running this on a test demo account just like all of you will. So it's still real-time data. And it's the actual data in the market, so it is performing the same exact time and in trades as any other software would if they were running it at the same time. I think the data can fluctuate if you're running different broker accounts, but we will all be using the same broker because the company has a partnership with a broker that they've been working with, where the software is already coded into it so that we don't need to do a lot of work with the setup. And the upkeep will be very, very manageable for anyone who, is worried about having to manage this or know a lot about trading. It's going to be very straightforward. You'll just have to do about 15 minutes of work each week to change your settings. And that's really about it.
So just a little, like a few ABCs that you guys obviously need to know being involved in at least trying this out. Everybody's in the same boat. We're all going to be testing this software out for the next 30 days. Those are the results that have been done by not only the testing, but some previous accounts that are on there. And so the only thing you really need to worry about as a customer, like we all are going to be, is just basically plugging the settings in each week, which is done on Sunday. And then that's it. Throughout the week, you're just going to check the profits every morning from your phone. You're going to say, damn, based on my $500 Monopoly balance, I would have made $28 last night while I was sleeping. Like, that's pretty cool. That's better than not making money at all. And so obviously understanding how this software works is awesome. But so what we're really going to do over the next couple days is continuously host these calls that basically just like have an open Q&A. Anybody can unmute their mics at any time and say, hey, dude, tell me about this, or how does this work? Because everyone's got the same questions like I'd mentioned before. And so what Anthony's actually typing in right now is a compounding calculator. They have this story that goes back a while. It says, would you rather $1 million cash right now, or would you rather a penny that doubles every single day for the next 30 days? Obviously, a lot of people are going to say, oh, dude, give me the million cash. But what's different about how things compound and how banks are able to basically make these investments work for themselves is that through compound interest, a penny doubling every single day, compounding on itself, is going to end up being over $5.3 million over the month. So it's obviously better to compound rather than to just sit there and wait and wait and wait. And so obviously it's something that we're all like not used to, but a lot of people have been investing, and like a lot of people think that's only for old people. Anybody has the chance to start investing, and with this software, people are able to get started, and see it, try everything for free, but B, they're able to really get started and start some like a fund that is able to do it with just $200, $300, $400, $500, $600 minimum. And so I love and I adore when people say, man, that sounds risky, I don't want to get involved. Because what's really funny is those same people that say that, they're going to see a post of Snapchat or something on Instagram of them at the casino over the weekend, or them wearing Gucci slippers or Supreme bags. And it's like, if you can learn how to be financially smart and literate, working smarter and doing something like this is going to give you a much better chance to not only have something long term, but also something short term to just supplement income throughout the week, so you're not having to pick up a second job. Or but obviously, once you realize this works, how it works, you might want to share it with a couple people. And sharing it with people is obviously going to give you a whole new avenue, and that can potentially, just like it has for Anthony and I and his brother, who's almost an 8-figure earner, which means 10 million plus a year. What he's able to do by leveraging this system is actually just do what he loves to do full time and help other people do the same. And so I'm excited to have you guys on. I know Anthony's going to show you a little bit about, like, it looks like we have $1,000 starting balance, 30% compound every month for 6 months. And when he hits calculate, we'll be able to see how big this account can rise. Scroll down a little bit. So you're starting at $1,300 on month one, which is a 30% gain, which is insane, like really just insane. And then what it's able to do is the next month, instead of working off 1,000, it's working off 1,300, because that's how much money has been gained. So now it's basically running the same system with that same profit, and then it's just able to double down on top of each other. And so as you see, it'll continuously through month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. This is for somebody leaving their profits in and not taking it out, but actually use this as a wealth building strategy. And then you're able to see that $1,000 over 6 months turns into almost $5,000. And that's really, like, you'll never find any other investment that even comes close to this. And so you should really only be willing to expand and trade with money that you're willing to lose. That's a big part, because technically there is a risk involved. This is not a get rich quick, but when you actually look at the percentages of what this is able to do and how safely this can manually trade using the software, like, this has been able to really help a lot of people, everyday people like myself, like you, to be able to leverage something while I go do other things. I'm very busy doing other things. So this helps me compound my money while I do other things. And so with that, I'll throw it back to Anthony, but it's definitely important to keep that plugged in.
For sure. Yeah. Thanks, Danny. So yeah, what we did was we just ran a test on $1,000 at 30% for 6 months, because based off of the mild results from the mild settings, it's doing about 9% a week. And that's on a consistent basis. So I would say over 30% a month. You could even do it on 20%, 15%. Those are very, very impressive numbers. This is what I've seen as the medium and the average. But just to base it off of this, after 6 months on $1,000, obviously it's 48.26. If you decided that you wanted to keep running it for the rest of the year, let's say you started January, you ended December, and you do this calculation, you're now at 23K with that original $1,000 investment. Okay. And so where I see a lot of value going to the market and going to retail people like us is having met the corporate side and the people who coded the software and some of the 7-figure and 8-figure traders who actually made this whole thing possible. They believed in building something that could help the everyday person, and having having teams out of the country. I've been able to plug in with a lot of people in Colombia and Panama. They have people who they put onto this who only make $50 a month, right? None of us, we all make over $50 a month. We live in America, right? But these people, they make no money, and we've been able to plug them into a system for very, very cheap with a very, very low barrier to entry, where they can bring in $200, $300 a month, and now they're financially free in their respected countries. So this is super powerful for the everyday person, and I want you to see the value in how compounding works. I don't even want to show you the numbers at 23,000 at 30% for the next 6 months. That doesn't matter. That's for you to go try out for yourself. But just imagine having something that you can compound for the next couple of years, next 3, 4, 5 years, because I know the company's not going away, and I know the global money supply, as it may shift in how money moves. I know that that we're going to have it, and money always needs to be circulating, and this is the biggest financial market out there. So it's a no-brainer to try it out. I know it's going to help a ton of people, and I know that you will all really, really love this product. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Over the next 5 days or so, to reiterate what I said earlier, we will get this product sent out to the leaders and some of the people in the upline. So we are going to get everyone plugged in accordingly, and there is going to be trainings every single evening for all of you to understand the software and be able to plug into that and teach the same people, teach maybe your mom, your dad, your friend, whoever, about it, so they can change their settings, they can do the setup all themselves, and you can duplicate from there. So with that being said, let's open it up for Q&A. Any of you can either unmute your mic or ask a question in the group chat. Doesn't matter. Either one is fine. Let's do a Q&A session real quick. Also, we are recording this, so if you need it later, we can send it your way.
Yeah, and so until somebody just unmutes and just ask a question, I just kind of want to go over some of the things. I'm sure if you guys have looked at the business model, then you kind of maybe like be looking towards sharing it or sharing the opportunity for the next couple of days while it's free. And so obviously you're going to come across a couple of questions that people are going to ask. They're going to obviously say, whereas like, do you have any results? And obviously we do have results, and we just went over a couple of them, but personal results, no, the software hasn't been launched to the public yet. And so that's from that angle. Obviously there's going to be other people that are going to say, no, Danny, stop telling me about your pyramid scheme. I don't have time for that. This is obviously pyramid schemes are illegal. That's not allowed to be done here in the United States. But B, this is just a customer acquisition model. So what they're doing is the same thing as DirecTV, same thing as Uber, same thing as Amazon. If you've referred 3 people to DirecTV, you don't have to pay your DirecTV bill anymore. And so that's the same model that they took onto the software. Instead of posting a billboard on the side of the interstate that says start Forex trading, they would rather let somebody who's educated and or seen results and they're passionate about it and helping other people get involved in a market that they may not know about. So if you're happy about it, then you're able to lead with the product and go out there and say, hey, I think you would love this. Automated income is a beautiful thing, and I've been using this to compound my money for X amount of months. And so for over the next couple of days, we're actually going to have the opportunity to not only get the software moving, but to really have the chance to lead with our results. Everyone's been basically posting on social media. I hope you have, if you are looking at the affiliate side of doing this. Once you start trickling in your results, and showing, hey, I tried this software out, I tried to get you guys on it, but here's my results for the first week, for the first month. And then everyone's going to come to you guys and say, hey, wait, how'd you guys do that? Like, how'd you get involved? And so the simplicity of what we're doing is really just getting a jump start on our business over the next couple of days, which is really going to allow not only ourselves to get the software for free, but really be able to allow to jumpstart the affiliate side. And assumingly, I mean, we all signed up for this software, considering and hoping that it works. And so obviously, since it's been up and moving really fast, and we've gotten a few hundred people into our organization already, it's really just a beautiful opportunity to say, hey, there's no risk. You might as well get involved. You might as well check this out and lock in a 30-day trial. And so it's been super exciting to be able to work with Anthony and a lot of the leaders, and I see a lot of them in this call. We're going to be doing these calls at 8:30 every single night, 8:30 Central Standard. And so we'll just be able to plug people in. I definitely love this atmosphere. I know you guys, this is probably your first time really getting plugged into this call. So you may not really know what questions to ask, but the more you surround yourself with it, the more you're going to become familiar with it, and the easier it will be to share. And so obviously you guys are already locked in with your free trials. And so once you start posting legitimate results after the software drops, you're going to be hyped as shit because, I mean, it's actually going to be benefiting you and making you money. But in addition to that, we're really going to have the chance to be able to help so many other people who were skeptical about joining from the get-go say, look, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little nervous getting in this too, but it was free to get started, so that's why I did it. I took the leap of faith, and look where I am now. And so it doesn't take a genius to do this, doesn't take experience to do this. And not only that, but it's a way to make money work for you, and it's not too good to be true. This is the 21st century, you know. But it looks
to add
like
on that real quick. With our past softwares that we've been using the past 8 months that I was able to plug into, and like I reiterated earlier, help a lot of people supplement their income. We have a Facebook group that has over 3,000 testimonials from people who've never traded a day in their life. And there's just so many testimonials in there for you to scroll for days and see how much people are making on a weekly and monthly basis. And so that's awesome. If any of you want to plug into that, you totally can. We can send you a link so you can plug into that Facebook group. I know it is going to, I know it's absolutely going to blow up after this trial period, as a lot of people are going to have more testimonials. And so with that, we still haven't had this Q&A session. So can any of you can unmute your mics and ask questions if you wish to do so. Dylan, I'm pretty sure you're already in the Facebook group. My guy, it's just the Market Hackers group, the first one, not Market Hackers Official. So if you still aren't in now, get you plugged in.
I have a question. Daron from Miami.
Awesome. Yeah, how you doing? Of course.
How are you, my friend?
Good.
I would like to know, like, for example, who's going to be the broker?
Okay, so let's talk about brokers. So in 4 days, we are going to figure out the broker that we are supposed to get plugged in with, as well as when the software is going to drop. But you can still have whatever broker you wish to do so, because the software can get plugged into, still can get plugged into your favorite broker. It's just they wanted to help people out and say, here's a broker that we trust. Here's a broker that we've structured our software around, that we have a partnership with, and they're gonna, have our best interests in mind. Because I don't know if you've traded before, but if you have, that brokers can be kind of slimy sometimes. So you want to have a respect.
Yes, told me about it. The other day I was trading the pound, and Traders Way is the one that I'm using, and it froze. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I hate that. The order books getting blocked up. That's crazy. Well, that's the whole point of having a partnership. And like I said earlier, we're going to make sure you're all squared away and that you know how to do a setup. I know when I first learned about software and AI, it took me at least 6 or 7 good hours for, over a span of a couple of days to learn how to set it up. But with that, the upkeep is going to be so easy because it's just changing your settings. So yeah, we're going to have all the tools for any of you to plug in. Dylan, you said, what was the leverage? Yeah, it's 1 to 100. I'm pretty sure. So, and they've coded it around that sort of leverage, so you don't have to worry about that if you have something alike with your broker that you like, or something more would probably work even better. So, yeah. Any other questions out there?
Seth here with one question. How many days left for that free trial?
4.5 days to push it out to 4.5 days to push it out to people.
All right. Thanks, Anthony.
Let's see. So it's Wednesday. Yeah, 4 days. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Anyone else?
Hey, what up, y'all? It's Alexi.
What's good, bro?
So after that, they're gonna get a link to download it.
To download the software?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 4 days, you're gonna get the software. I'm gonna get the software, and the leaders who have been plugging people in will get the software first. And the reason why is because if they push it out to the whole entire field, then there's just going to be this major scramble to get everybody set up on the software within 24, 48 hours. And I don't know if you remember, but I was doing all of the setups for the whole entire team with the other software. And
right.
Quite honestly, I think you should understand how to set up the software. I think Robbie should, Seth should. I think everyone should understand so that they can plug people in. And that's how they're dropping it from corporate. So from the top down, we're just going to learn how to do it. It shouldn't take me too long, but everyone will get plugged in as soon as, 2 days after I get the software, and a couple, some other people are trained, so we can run calls all day, right? Because I want to help someone get set up, and then I want them to understand where the trainings are, and then go from there. So yeah.
So yeah, the blitz basically is 4.5 days, and then say another 2 days to put it in the hands of those who we signed up.
Yeah, and we can always do it quicker. It quicker. I just don't want you to I don't want it to be like I said, just a absolute free for all, trying to get on calls every single hour. Because really, I think how it works is I want it to be more intimate with this, because you're putting your money in it. It's not just, I can do 15-minute calls with each and every one of you and go, boom, let me share your screen. I'll take control and do the whole thing. But what does that do for you? It doesn't do a whole lot, because you didn't learn. So if you learn how to do the setup, it's so much more powerful. You'll understand how to optimize it for the best results, and it will be a lot better.
Word. Thanks, Anthony.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Thanks for your question.
Yeah. And one other thing, everybody, I know that, obviously, I think you guys are going to, the more you think about it, the more questions you're going to have. Sure, tomorrow's Q&A is going to be a lot bigger. So every day at 8:30 for at least the next 10 days, we're going to, with this same exact link, and you can obviously text me and Anthony and all of our group text, that same link we'll be sending out. You can send it out to your friends, your family, anybody that's interested. Obviously, even if you've seen this, I would definitely recommend getting plugged in again, because the questions and surrounding yourself with this, we've been able to help a lot of people not only get started, but like I said, it's a new subject, something new for us. And so it's something we all need to kind of surround ourselves with. If you've never been exposed to algebra as a young kid, you think that it's so confusing until you actually just sit down, look at it, and then you understand how easy it really is. And so it's just foreign to us right now, pun intended. But it's actually just a lot more simple than it really makes it out to be. And so excited to have you guys hop in the call. I'm not going to keep you guys too much longer. Please don't hesitate to unmute, or even afterwards if you don't feel like speaking. That there's a chat box in there right now. You can text us. But me and Anthony, we've been staying up till 3, 4, and 5 in the morning the last probably 11 days straight, waking up at 6, 7 a.m. And just being able to launch this out, because it's either going to work or not. And if it is going to work, like all the results, all the trials have been going, then obviously you're going to want to plug as many people in and get jump started at the beginning. And I legitimately probably sent a couple of you guys a text the other night saying, hey, I've been compounding my money with artificial intelligence. Super excited to be able to continue doing this. And in addition to that, I just want you to sign up with this link. You may not know what it is now, but trust me, I'll fill you in later. And then I got 15, 16 people in a day. I've already enrolled over 45 people. And so it's truly just a chance to jumpstart your business. There's literally no risk at getting a friend or a girlfriend or anybody involved, because the software does the work for you. The app does the work for you. And so it just allows you to do it very safe and get your hand held while you're learning it. And then eventually you'll be comfortable enough to go on your own. But we're always here to answer your questions and to bring you along the process and make sure until those training wheels are ready to come off that we're here with you.
For sure. Yep. Yes, sir.
Anyways, you guys are all busy, so I'm not going to keep you guys much longer. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I recorded this call. If you or anybody needs it, just let me know. And definitely have a friend, at least one more. Maybe tonight we could all bring in just at least one more. And I think tomorrow we'll at least have 30 or 40 people in here. And then, but one person a day is not hard to get, just because it's a free opportunity. All you need is a phone number and an email. And you definitely should consider getting it, because if you are going to use the software, by getting 3 people involved, you're saving about $2,000 a year in software cost, which is obviously you could put that back into your software. And we just saw the compounding effect. So that's it's something you want to do. But anyways, appreciate the time, everybody. Holla at us. We're up 24/7, and look forward to hearing same time tomorrow.
Peace.
Peace, everybody.
Pleasure talking to all you.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.